We're in Belle, Fourche, and it's great to visit with their American Legion baseball coach, Randy Doran. Randy, thanks again for taking time this year to visit with us on Black Hills TV. An exciting time of year with baseball coming up.
Yeah, you bet. Great to have you back up here again this year, Dwight. Love having Black Hills TV up here. Being able to showcase our program a little bit and all the stuff that we've got planned for this season.
When do you start?
First game is going to be about 4 weeks from today. We're going to go up to Miles City, play the Miles City Outlaws up there on April 25th, and the next night we'll be down in Spearfish, 164, for a couple games to start the season. And throughout much of May, we're just going to play on the weekends. You know, these guys still students in school. I don't want to take away from their weeknights. Some of them are also in track. Want to make sure that they're able to get everything else done, and we just kind of have stuff on the weekends until school's out, and then we'll really kind of ramp things up this summer with a lot of tournaments scheduled. And then with the focus on, trying to go to regionals with our best foot forward and try and make that state tourney.
So those first games are April 25th and 26th. How's the team looking?
It's coming along. It's always nice. We got a beautiful day out here today in Belle Fourche, about 70 degrees. Love having that in March. March overall has been a pretty fair month to be able to get out and get some work done. What's going to be nice this year is last year we were a very young team, and this year we still got a lot of youth. We only have one 18-year-old on the team, Gage Crott, and he's kind of been the leader last year for us, and he's stepped in and he's even upped his game this year for us. Last year going into things, with everybody being new coaching staff, it was kind of learning to see what these players could do. Last year was a great learning year for the program. Saw some really good potential, and this year it's the coaching staff and I just trying to put players in positions that we know they can succeed in. I feel like even though we got a young team, we got a very talented team this year. Going around the horn, start with our catcher, the leader of the team, Evan Vicia. He started almost all the games last year as a 15-year-old, put on some good muscle. He's been in the weight room a little bit over the winter. He's looked really good early on. First base, another returning young guy, Sean Wallfield, only going to be 16, but he started for us most of the varsity games last year. Really improved defensively. His hitting's been a lot further advanced than it was at this time last year, so we're really excited about that. Middle infield, it's kind of a wait and see. We've got some guys that can potentially step in and do it. Aiden Voyles, he kind of started doing some stuff at second base for us towards the end of the season last year. Another young kid, he's only about 15 years old, so trying to work him in there at second a little bit. Shortstop, we'll try Gage there a little bit, just with all the things he can do, but we're also going to look at Nolan Wallfield a little bit. Anthony Budmeyer was somebody last year that played short for us. And then third base, that's really the position that we're trying to find somebody to stick and fill that role. Last year was filled by Blake Vicia. Right now he's deciding to forgo his last year of baseball, start working, but we're trying to find somebody to step in, fill that third base role this season. So that's kind of been an ongoing competition, shuffling guys in and out so far this spring early on. Outfield, really like some stuff that Gage did last year in the outfield, so we're really trying to get him some more work out there. Basically, based on our pitching matchups, if we got a pitcher that's primarily a fly ball pitcher, we might put Gage more in the outfield, run some things down. We got more of a ground ball pitcher, put him out there at short. So basically, he's just going to kind of play based on pitching matchups at different positions. But I like him in center field or left. Gabe Heck, he kind of started a lot of center field for us last year. Based on what we do with Gage, might move him around, just trying to get some speed out in that outfield. And then our right outfielder, that's another one that's a work in progress. Right now, truthfully, our right fielder is going to be whoever gets the bat going the best. There's been a couple guys that have kind of shown some good stuff. Dalton Davis has been doing some good things. JT Hani, he was a guy that really over this offseason really found his swing, I think, changed some stuff. So he was kind of a one-hand release the bat guy over this offseason. He's really focused on keeping both hands through the swing, and he's just been looking really good to start. When we go, on the mound, a lot of the same guys that we're relying on in the field, those are some of our guys that we're going to rely on game in, game out for pitching. Always, Gage, he can ramp it up there pretty good. We got a couple of off-speed guys. Sean, he's a good lefty, can move it around. Aiden doesn't throw hard, but he can throw strikes. Good change of pace guy. Dalton, he was a guy that could really get some ground balls for us last year. Gabe, he'd be a guy that we could just step in every now and then. if we need somebody to come in relief, throw some strikes. And we're still kind of relying on some of these other young guys to kind of, step in there, show us what we can do. There's a couple of young guys. Caden Thompson, he was a guy that played a lot last year on the JV team. Alternated him in there at first base. There's another guy I'm going to try in outfield a little bit, just to see if he can do some things. His bat's been pretty good early on. Braden Shackett, he's another guy that can run around, might get some looks here and there early on in the season. Again, we're just trying to find best 9 each game to try and put our best team forward, to try and get some wins early on, see how we gel, see how we mold once we get into June and start trying to ramp things up with tournament season.
Coach, you started April 25th. How about tournaments this year?
Yeah, like we were saying, once we get into June, basically instead of weekend games, we've got basically we're going to be road warriors for most of June. We'll start off the beginning of June going down the Spearfish for a tournament. Second weekend in June, we'll be over at the Jim Skoll in Rapid City. Last year when we were there, we went 3-2, so we're really excited to go back down there again. Try and go 4-1, 5-0, see what we can do with the extra experience we got with this team. Then after that, that's really the fun part for this year. Talked with the board, and the board agreed we were going to take our junior Legion team down to Omaha, Nebraska during the College World Series, and we're going to play in what's known as the Battle Omaha tournament. As a baseball fan and someone that grew up close to Omaha myself, there's nothing better as a baseball fan, baseball player, and that was something that I told the board that I really wanted to get these guys to be able to experience that, to see that firsthand, and then hopefully go down and play some teams that we haven't seen from states that we haven't competed against. And I know the players are really excited about that one early on. It's been kind of a focus for us. We're having to do some fundraising to go down to that, but I know the players are bought in and they're excited, and I'm excited to go down there and for them to see just how great of an atmosphere the College World Series can be. That rounds up most of June. In July, we'll do a junior tournament again in Spearfish, and then it's going to be about time for regionals. And that's kind of when we talk about our philosophy here, our goal is to continue this improvement all the way until regionals, and by the time we hit there, that's when we need to be firing all cylinders. That's when it's do or die time. And this is a team that, I think if we have the rotation right for our pitching for the senior team, I think they got a chance to win a couple games in regionals, and maybe if the chips fall where they may and possibly make it to that state tournament. I told that the junior team early on this season, I said that this team has got the talent and the competitiveness that I expect them to go out there, show what they can do, have fun, and I think that junior team can not only make state, but maybe get a couple wins there, and like I said, see what happens. You get every team gets the same amount of outs, whatever you can do with it, what we're going to try and do once we get there. So it could be have the potential for a very fun season this year, and I know the guys are excited. I know the coaching staff's excited, and I know our board's excited for it all, and excited to get going April 25th, and then it's going to be a sprint. It sounds like it's going to be a long time all the way through end of July, but once you get going, once the fun starts with games, you just enjoy the ride and have fun.
Coach, we really appreciate you taking time to visit about the Fourche American Legion baseball team here on Black Hills TV.
Appreciate you guys coming out. We'll get you guys our schedule and hopefully see you guys at a couple games this year, and looking forward to giving you some updates on how things are going throughout the season.